our continuous live coverage of the IPL releases. That is the correct way to put it. It's not so much about retentions because 90% of the players are obviously retentions only. The big news will come from releases and a few transfers. So the IPL releases is what we're going to be looking at. There have already been a few big surprises. We're going to be live for another hour and a half, 2 hours. Who knows how long it will take for us to go through all 10 teams. But that's what we're going to be doing, taking up each team one by one. Without further ado, no surprises, which team we're going to be starting our discussion with. It is a team that is multiple time winners. It's a team that flattered to deceive last season. It is a team that has made the biggest shock in terms of releases today. It is the team from the region where a test match is happening between India and South Africa. It is a team that is wholeheartedly supported by the gentleman sitting to my left. It is Corbo, Lorbo, Jeetbo, Kolkata Knight Riders. The big shock, Andre Russell, 12 crore man, has been released.
Yep. I'm keeping my mic down, and so I suggest the two of you also do, because I think Shane's full of thoughts right now. And emotions.
It'll take some time.
And emotions. Shane, you want to gather your thoughts, emotions?
No, I've gathered everything because today
He's waiting.
The stage is yours.
Yeah, fine. So, okay, first off, this is the fan in me speaking. J. Russ, if this was the last time, thank you for everything. Really. Trust me, no one knows how much hope this man would bring anytime, even in hopeless situations when he would come out to bat, or if he would take up the ball in hopeless situations and somehow end up dragging something. For years, I think he gave up playing for the West Indies. He never gave up playing for KKR, half injured, battered, bruised, whatever. I am beyond heartbroken that this has happened. I cannot tell you how bad I feel for a franchise that by and large, and usually I think this is true for franchises in general, you'll not see that much continuity. He's someone who's been part of the franchise now. That was his 11th season, 2025. 11 years in one franchise is a lot. And to go from someone who was like a potential promising guy to go to become one of the most fearless all-rounders, power hitters, the IPL scene. I think all KKR fans knew that as long as J. Russ was there was hope. He's not the same force that he was maybe even 5-6 seasons back. But, man, I'm so heartbroken. I cannot believe that they've done this. I can't.
Before Shane goes on and talks a little bit more about it, everyone who's joining us live, do let us know what you think, whether you're a KKR fan or not, in one line or two in our live chat box, which is on right now. We'd love to know your thoughts about KKR is releasing arguably one of the biggest match winners in the history of IPL, Andre Russell. So quickly put in your comments. We'll try and take a few comments, just specific, your thoughts, your opinion on Andre Russell. Okay, we'll take a few comments from there. Shane, you want to continue? Or,
yeah, just one more thing. And I mean, see, this is.
But we're sticking with Russell, not the other guys.
Yeah. Fan in me speaking, being fully honest, heartbroken. But it does contribute a lot to the rumor that had been doing the round, which I was trying to ignore, is that they're going to go hard, like a lot of other franchises are, for Cam Green. Now it's not just about having the funds, you also freed up the most obvious slot. Obviously, they're different players, which means you could potentially be seeing some restructuring of the batting order as well. From a purely business perspective, it makes some sense. Although I still think, again, the fan in me struggles to balance why you'd give up on him now when you had the chance to do it last year. You chose to retain him. Now you're doing it. It feels very weird, but it is what it is. And now I guess you just have to make your peace.
Okay, we have Mohit in our live chat, and he has a comment, and maybe you can address it because he's referring to you. He says, listen, this is business. Let's not use words like heartbroken. We've got to be practical.
I agree. I said from a business standpoint, it makes perfect sense, and it makes it even clear that they're going to go harder for Cam Green. It just makes it clear. That's just how it is. It's just very, very obvious. But I mean, see, at the end of the day, sport is built on fan emotions. And the fact that, by the way, KKR are one of those franchises who, despite being well supported, have never really had a local core per se. Never. Narayan and Russell were the closest to being true bleed purple and gold kind of guy. So it is disappointing.
So the overwhelming majority of the people that are commenting here about Andre Russell, I would have thought would have been much like how Shane said that not to release him, and like he said, he's heartbroken, and for some of them, it has come as a shock. I remember in my preview to who other players that you should retain or release, I had said that I'd be very shocked if they release him. If I was at KKR, I wouldn't release him. But I'll tell you, the overwhelming majority of people that are on our chat, they are not surprised, and they are actually in favor of this. So, there's Dr. Daywalker. He says he's not getting fit anymore. Also, Green is younger than Russell, so maybe that's what they want. So that's his point, and so he agrees with this. Alston Menezes says, I feel Russell should not have been released, but nowadays Russell was bowling better and batting for West Indies in the recent IPL.
That's right. His bowling, even in 24, his bowling was probably far more impactful than his batting was. He took 15 wickets that season, and he bowled a lot of very thankless death overs at a time when Stark was struggling.
See, when you look at Andre Russell, 2024 in your title winning year, he got 19 wickets.
19 wickets.
He was one of the 5 bowlers I remember who had picked in excess of 15 wickets.
Okay. In 2022, he got 17. He got 11 wickets in 2021. Okay. So if you look at a 5-year period, and especially when you look at where his major dip in form has been, actually what happened last year probably might have contributed. Average of 18, strike rate of 163, and even with the ball, when you look at it, 8 wickets at 27.13, 11, 12 economy rate.
Okay.
Plus, I think the regular injury things, you would always wondering, why is Russell not bowling much? Why is Russell... You remember once he had to bowl, but then you had that hamstring injury. Maybe this is the end of Russell's season. And I think you're not getting that kind of a consistent return from Andre Russell in 2025. I think KKR saw it on the wall, and I think they have gone the Kuldeep way. When you look at Kuldeep, also was an impactful winner, but then they sidelined him for 2 years. Russell also was not contributing much except in 2024, and they made a decision.
And with Russell, at least you can still say that age is not on his side. The Kuldeep thing I was kind of on the fence for, because again, you knew that he was someone who had age on his side. With Russell, I'd still, in the age factor definitely doesn't help. And of course, I think his fitness has always been, for last 2-3 years, I don't think he's ever been fully fit, but he gutted it out, and okay.
More comments on Russell, quickly going to take them. Priyanshu says Russell used to be great, at present Green is the new Russell. Good call. Don't waste many seasons on emotion. Freaking Awesome says yes, but Russell's form is going down over the years. He can't help much with the bowling. KKR has made the right decision, he believes. DP says all good things come to an end, and Russell is one of the best IPL emotions, but that's the same. So he's also in agreement with that. Seasonal Fukre, whatever, he says I can understand where Shane is coming from, because he has the same feeling for Jadeja. So I'm guessing he's a CSK fan, and clearly
I hope that people realize that Cam Green hasn't bowled for 1 year because of a back stress fracture. You're now going to get him to bowl maybe in the Ashes, I don't know. Whether he starts the Ashes also, I don't know. If you then throw him in the deep end of the IPL, and remember, Green, when he played for Mumbai Indians, he did well with the bat, but he didn't do well with the ball.
In fact, even for RCB, when he got traded later on, he didn't do that much with the bat, with the ball.
He didn't. So I hope that people realize that yes, if you are comparing him to an Andre Russell, it's a very far bet that you're looking at it, honestly.
Dre Russ is the second best pure brute hitting all-rounder that this league has ever seen. The best is, of course, Karen Pollard.
Of course.
So few more comments before we move to the other players. You've got Rohit R, he says, I think CSK should sign Andre Russell. They need a replacement for Bravo. We had a few comments, people asking about Punjab. So my point is that don't worry, we will reach Punjab as well. We're going to do each team one by one. So, don't worry about it. We will get there. You've got Sarat Chandra who says, I know it's emotional, Shane, but seen Russell just fail once a spinner put on for him for a few balls. So he's saying, that really doesn't, work. Summer has a feedback saying that please fix your audio and mic. So if any of you also are having issues with audio and mic, do let us know. But I think they're saying audio is fine. Maybe just check at your end. Everyone else seems to be getting
Yeah.
No one else is.
So Nashley has a good comment. He says Green will ask for too much green.
Yeah.
He will.
So
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but the amount of people that KKR have released, I think they go in with the mini auction with the highest purse. If I'm not
One of the highest for sure, because look at those. See, just in Venkatesh and Russell, you've gotten rid of
36 crores
You've got nearly
potentially.
36 crores, 39 if you include De Kock. That's 45. It's only 48 crores. Is close to touching 50.
no, but I'm just going to say that's not the full quota of players that they've released.
Yeah.
So this is just the top 5 players that we are showing you. They've released more. So just to
Yeah.
quickly update you they've released Moeen Ali, Anric Nokia, Quinton de Kock, Ramonullah Gurbaz, and Spencer Johnson.
So these are just the top 5. What we're
Yes, so they've released more apart from an Andre Russell.
Yeah.
So I've
Sisodia, I think, has been released.
Lovely.
Sisodia.
so they will have a total of 64.3 crores when they go for the auction. So KKR will go with a big purse when they get to the auction. What do you?
half the purse?
Yes.
120
Actually, wait,
crore.
64 is what we calculated here, right? Is basis the releases, correct?
Yes.
There's a 5 crore addition which comes into play every year as well.
I think they may have calculated that. So what I'm quoting is the amount of money that they will be going
64,
in.
that's-
64.3 CR is what KKR will be going in with the auction. So that's a lot of money. They could very well be getting Cam Green, but I think Siddharth made a valid point. We don't know how much he's going to be, bowling there. But quick word on the other releases. Anric Nokia, I think we had all
No
agreed
surprise.
that they should release in our preview as well. Between Quinton and Gurbaz, we thought one.
Yeah.
But they've released both.
In fact, we thought even one between Heinrich and Spencer. They've released both.
Yes.
So it's a full-on rebuild.
Overhaul.
Yeah.
Full-on overhaul.
Basically, the thought process is: listen, we got it wrong in the mega auction, so now we have to right those wrongs and try and rebuild to get back challenging. I don't think the thought process is we're going to take another 2 years to hopefully get there. If you're going in with that much moolah, your thought process is we're going to build a big team once again.
So now KKR will have to go shopping for all-rounders, for wicket keepers, and basically an opener.
And a bat and a bowlers. Pacers. You'll need pacers.
You need paces. 4 basic things that you'll need. Because you've got a Narayan, you've got a Rahane, you've got, when you look at it, these are the 2 core members around which you'll have to build. You've got a Weber Varoda, you've got a Harshit Rana.
See, it's coming up on screen right now. Your bowlers, your 4 main bowlers are Varun, Harshit, Weber, and Umran Malik somehow survived that cut. All-rounders, Sunil Narayan, Ramandeep, and Anukul. Otherwise, your all-rounders are also gone. You might go back and get Venkatesh at a lower price.
Team wise,
You might get him at a lower price. You need a wicket keeper for sure because you've released all 3 wicket keepers in your squad. Lavneet was your 3rd choice, but not just him, but Quinny and Ramonullah Gurbaz are gone as well. So really, you're going shopping. This is a Punjab Kings or SRH is kind of mini auction for KKR.
64.3 crore as I understand is the amount. That's more
Yeah,
than
yeah, that's why I said 64.3. That is the amount. What do you make overall? For me, I would give them in terms of out of 10 in their strategy, I'd give them a generous 8. I'll tell you why. Because Moeen Ali, I was okay. I know Shane was not. Shane
I was
would have
okay in the sense that I was fine with him being there, but again, his kind of role you can get someone else.
No, but see, Venkatesh Iyer, you had to release. I think 100% in agreement. There's a good chance they may bid for him then once again and bring him at a lower price. And so that's a correction they can do, which I think is a good idea. The rest of the players that they have, no, we want team-wise, please, guys. Don't want this. Can I see each team one by one? So I think that's a great call there of releasing a Moeen Ali, a Venkatesh Iyer. I am okay with both Quinton as well as Ramonullah Gurbaz going. I think again good call. Anric Nokia, we discussed. All of us were in agreement he should go. Too much, his economy was
wayward,
over the roof. I don't think he was bringing anything to the table
plus,
there.
Coming back from injury, didn't recover after the shellacking that he got at Delhi Capitals previous year.
Yes.
So that's why.
Ironically, part of that shellacking came from KKR.
KKR, yeah.
So
and RR, yeah. Exactly.
So I'm giving a generous 8 out of 10.
I mean, if
the only place, or I can even give 7, the only place where I'm cutting their points is Andre Russell. I wouldn't have released him.
I was going to
Because you know why? If Andre Russell goes to the auction and another team buys, the thing with Andre Russell is he can hurt teams. He can win games. I don't want to be that franchise that is looking at him winning multiple games for another franchise, and then holding my head and saying,
Also,
what have I done?
You know what it reminds me of? And this is again KKR fan PTSD. But when KKR released Gale after the 2010 season, because again, that was the 3-year contracts done, he got put into the auction pile, didn't get bought by anyone in 2011. Then RCB picked him up as a replacement player.
Dirk Nannes
I
got
have
injured.
not forgotten what Gale did to the IPL that year. In fact, his first game was against KKR and he scored 100.
100, yeah.
He bludgeoned the bowlers all around the park. And that is my fear with Dreras. Of course, the advantage that Gale had was that he was still on the younger side.
Do we have the squad? Can we see the KKR squad once the release has been done? Both things, if we can see the releases as well as what the squad looks like right now. Those are the only two things I think we really care about at the moment.
Yeah. So
Yeah, sorry, you were saying something, Harsh.
I would also give it a 7. The squad, when you look at it. Russell, again, I think there was no need, because see, it can go two ways now. Either he'll be bought at a much higher price, or he could be a steal.
I don't think anyone's buying him at a higher price. He'll be a steal who could do well in some other team. Of course, for all you know, KKR might just be one of few teams who end up buying him back anyway. I really don't know.
Could be, yeah. So, in that sense, when you look at it, I don't know. It's a double-edged sword, because KKR have the maximum price. They are the purse at this point, 64.3. What stops them from not splurging on a Andre Russell?
They could. But I think he was 12 CR.
Yeah, he was 12 CR.
You think he's going to be sold for less than that? I'm not sure. I think he's an all-rounder. He'll go for more. That's why I say that I'm not too sure what KKR have done. I would have kept him for 12 CR. Because in a mini auction, all-rounders go for a lot of money.
Exactly.
And he's going to get more money. I think if I'm Andre Russell, I really don't mind. This is what your squad is looking like at the moment. 13 slots remaining.
And I would cut one more point for them. That's why I kept.
So this is your squad. Everything that is in brown are the ones that have been released.
Or traded. Yes.
The ones in blue are the ones that you have. They haven't released Manish Pandey.
They haven't released an Umran Malik.
Yeah.
Manish Pandey is a perfectly good squad player at this age. He plays a few games here or there and he does a good job. Yeah. Umran, I was surprised. Of course, maybe that's just a case of them trying to build on potential. I don't know. But but then, of course, Umran doesn't really hurt their bottom line either. He was for 75 lakhs.
Fair to say that the fact that Ajinkya Rahane is there, he's your captain.
He is. It's labeled there also.
No, but this is basis that he was captain. They have not announced their captain as yet. But is it now fair to assume? I think the fact that they've kept him is a clear-cut indicator that he's going to be captain next season. Yes. And I think that's a fair call. Even we said that, one bad season doesn't make him a bad captain. Things might fall into place. He should be your captain. And they really don't have any other options. Plus, when they go for auction, I don't think there is anyone who's available.
Auction, you don't get captaincy worthy contenders. Simple as that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So in fact, my rating of them is a very strong 8.5. I would say.
I've only cut marks for Russell.
You see,
but I know you wanted Russell out, so
it was only just from a strategic test.
I don't know whether it was genuinely as a neutral observer or
you want to
you wanted to hurt KKR. So
you want to come to DC? Is it 2012?
He's already gone to DC and he got tongued over there.
We had a pale shadow of Andre Russell with us a long time back.
His name was Robin Powell.
No, it's nowhere close to.
Robin Powell has been.
But I think it just makes commercial strategic sense to let go of a
that's one thing. Why is Robin Powell's name nowhere to be seen? He should be retained. He's not been released.
He is retained.
Where is his name? Oh, it's then Batter.
Batters.
Oh my God, he bowls.
That's okay. Nitpicking.
Okay,
we're done with KKR. Let's turn our attention from Shane, we'll go to Siddharth. Even though he's disowned that team, he used to be a big time fan earlier, now he's no more a fan. I don't know what happened, but it is a team that is close to his heart.
It's the yellow in the Anbudan. That's Chennai Super Kings at this point. They already were making news in this IPL auction. They were the first major newsmakers because a 12-year association has officially ended, barring those 2 years of that period. 16 and 17, he was with Gujarat Lions. But 18 title winning, 21 title winning, 23 title winning Jaddu Kutty Singham is out.
By the way, the biggest headline from CSK is 11 players they've released.
Yes.
That's a rare for CSK.
11 players. But I think after the season they had.
You had to have a purge finishing at the bottom. What did you think?
In fact, in our analysis, you remember, we said they will go into the auction with the highest purse. We've not got that right because KKR has gone with a higher purse. But the reason we said that they'll go with a higher purse because they'll release the most amount of players. So we're right on that count.
Yeah.
They have released the most amount of players, but some of their players don't have that value add in terms of the money.
Correct.
So the purse doesn't look big, but they have released
The
11.
whole difference would have been, see, this would have easily become 61 crore if it wasn't for the 18 crore
Trade.
Yeah, the trade that they have with that they've had with Rajasthan for Sanju Samson.
Because if you look
this
at
is a strong 61 crore purse as well.
Yeah.
But it's in a way they've already spent those 18
crores.
I think that's only the difference between the KKR purse and the CSK
Because
purse.
if you look at the purse, if you look at the trade, the only trade that KKR did was Mayank Markanday to MI.
And that wasn't even a two-way trade. It was a one-way.
One-way trade, exactly. But already you look at it, Ravindra Jadeja is like, okay, final years for him. He's going back to the place where it all began for him. And when you hear Kasi Vishwanathan as to what he said that, see, we know that his white ball career, he's in the twilight of his career. So if you wanted a break, this is the moment. This is the moment where you make a choice. And I think Jadeja only waited for certain things to go his way because he was singed and hurt by 2022. Let's make no mistake about it. He will remain the only captain who got sidetracked halfway. Rituraj had a bad season, but he got to captain the full year.
And Rituraj last season got injured, which is why...
Exactly. So, Jadeja going, but the major news is he's not going at 18 crore, he's going at 14 crore. A reduced price. I am okay by releasing Matisha Patirana. He was becoming a liability with the death in the death overs because he was so wayward. And over rates, you would get players suspended, you would get players fined. His wides and his Yorkers had deserted him totally in IPL 2024 and 2025. So, Fielding, I mean, you let go of Thikshana.
He comes from the Thikshana.
He is not even part of the Sri Lankan T20 setup. He's not even making the Sri Lankan team right now.
And
has had a massive dip in form.
MS Dhoni was right. You can't pigeonhole him into ODIs. And when did the dip begin? After he got picked in the World Cup of 2023. And you saw what happened. Going at 7 overs, 95 against Pakistan and all those things.
And since then, he's been now out of his core strength, which was T20. He's out of that T20 team.
He's out. So
I'm going to, what you're seeing on your screens were only the top 5 releases. As I said, they've released 11, the most by any team. Let me quickly run you through all 11 that they have released. There is of course Ravi Jadeja, as you know, Rachin Ravindra, you've got Devin Conway, Matisha Patirana, Sam Curran, which is also part of that trade. Then you have got Andre Siddharth's favorite.
As I said, it's good. His career would have ended in CSK.
We'll come one by one. Andre Siddharth, Deepak Hooda, Rahul Tripathi, Sheikh Rashid and Vijay Shankar. I think all of us had kind of said that they are going to go out. So this is that number of players, 11 that they have released.
Fab 4.
Yeah. Indeed.
I'm being sarcastic, obviously. They weren't fab. But
I agree with that sarcasm.
Deepak Hooda, Rahul Tripathi, Vijay Shankar, Sheikh Rashid.
The Fab 4.
Yeah.
Very the person of 43 crores, huh?
Yeah.
Very well. Of course, Vansh Bedi also goes out.
Kamlesh Nagarkoti.
But I would have thought they would have kept a Vansh Bedi, young.
Even Nagarkoti, what is
Nagar,
that?
yeah.
But young in CSK.
Young and CSK, exactly. It doesn't.
Also, Nagarkoti
never got a chance.
Neither did Nagarkoti.
But I think why they released a Vansh Bedi now.
Nagarkoti got a chance. One game, I think he played.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a chance.
No, I can understand why Vansh Bedi, because now you have he could also keep, was it? No.
No.
They got Urvil Patel
Urvil. And
to
remember,
do
he
that.
got the fastest 100 in T20 cricket. Yeah.
No. So see, imagine CSK actually did the retention and trading during the season only, last season.
Yes.
So I pointed out.
Dewald.
Three.
Teen case.
Matre.
Yeah.
Ayush Matre.
So while rest of the teams are doing it now, Chennai is saying we've done this trade.
And then we also told Ashwin to retire.
Yeah.
Free up 10 crores.
So
9.75, yeah.
So they did the trading last season while.
And one player के साथ तीन चीज मुफ्त. You got a wicket keeper, you got a top order bat, you got a backup keeper and a captain in Sanju Samson, who's now here.
Out of all the teams that go into this season, CSK will be the most revamped.
Yeah.
From the auction of last season, because as I said, 3 very important trades they did during the
Course of
IPL. By the way, one of the players who they used to do the trade was Gurjapneet Singh, right?
But
Yes.
he's managed to cling on.
But how can you do that? That's my question. So they got Brevis, I think, for Gurjapneet, right?
Yes.
So now how can they retain both Brevis and Gurjapneet?
They were not released from the squad. No, Gurjapneet was just out for the season, and they decided then okay, we
But
don't
they
want to
didn't
release him.
replace. They didn't replace. So who did they replace Brevis with?
Gurjapneet.
So then how can you keep both?
You can keep both. Because if you want them, you paid them the price that you want to come in.
Maybe because
No, but then that has to be deducted from their purse, which I think it has been.
It would have been because
Yeah.
that's why they've managed
also
to.
the
No, because
captain
earlier
was
it doesn't.
25 players. Maybe they had room then. You can't register 26 player, right?
Yes, but no, during the auction, once you're done. You have to then only get a replacement.
No, but I think if they release other players, then they
Yeah,
can.
but,
Then they
but
can, yeah.
after,
Because I
the,
remember-
after the season gets over, there is a trade window, right?
Yeah.
Trade window opens immediately after
So
season
they'll
gets over.
count any one of these players
Yes.
as a replacement.
So anyway, see, the rule was, I think, you can't trade a replaced player who came in. Maybe that's why you're saying that Rajasthan Royals wanted Devol Brevis also, right? There was one report that was going on. But you couldn't, because he was a replacement player for Gurjapneet Singh. That's where I think it broke down
So
entirely.
I also remember this because it was the CL T20 of that year, which is 2011, when RCB were playing in it, and that was the year they had brought in as a replacement Chris Gale for Dirk Nanners. But come CL T20, both of them were playing in the same 11. So
Let's not count CLT20. It was that year in which Mumbai Indians, they had no local player in their side. They wanted 5 foreigners to be played,
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
played 5 foreigners. So let's not even get to
my
20
point
guys.
is, and that has happened in the past also, that a replacement comes in, and if they can accommodate you within afterwards.
Yeah.
I'm saying the point is that when they allowed or accommodating them,
side by side.
as long as they were in the squad, as long as they were in the budgetary constraints, it's okay. So that doesn't really matter.
Yeah. So, okay, see, this is the most revamped because you bought in players who could not live up to potential. I mean, you talked about the Fab Four.
That's like CSK fans saying the same thing, KKR fans saying the same thing, shake hands.
Yeah.
You've gone for a full-on revamp at this point.
Full on revamp, and I'm glad that this has happened because Kasi Vishwanathan, there was a big statement that he made, and it is a clear indication of the future. We are now in a transition phase. This is the transition that you're talking about. You needed fresh blood, you needed fresh players in the team, and it only sums up my theory that MS Dhoni 2027 is his last. So that is why it just will not happen. You got the replacements right now. You have to buy smart. You can't go on knee-jerk reactions like what you did in 2025.
At this point, I'll believe Thala is retiring when I see that whatever social media.
No, he's not. He's not retiring. By the way, the update from that front is that he's been practicing regularly
No, he's saying
in
27,
Ranchi.
not this year.
Yeah, this year, though,
27, yeah.
Thala is practicing, getting ready for IPL. Even though there's still a long time, he's
But he
gymming.
needs to get into-
He's gymming. He's been doing net practices, so he's slowly getting into the
But
groove.
I don't know if it will help his dodgy knee though. Because with all the regime that he's got, he still gets
No,
into
but
it.
they've now at least got a backup, no?
Yeah, Sanju.
They've got Sanju Samson precisely for
Strong
that
backup.
reason.
Yeah.
So if they need for him to keep, and maybe if MS is missing a few games, can't play all games, then you have a wicket keeper, which they were reluctant to do last time around.
And it's a clear indication also that the conditions in Chepauk have changed. You cannot have spin-friendly decks anymore there. It will be far more sporting. It will be far more, if you were to look at, because see, you got Mukesh Chaudhary, you got Nathan Ellis, Gurjapneet, Anshul Kamboj, Khalil Ahmed. Your 2 spinners, when you look at it, are actually only Noor Ahmed and Shreyas Gopal.
So for Siddharth, for years now, the stereotype of Chennai or Chepauk has actually been going.
Yeah.
It's not really been a spin-friendly venue for quite some time now.
Yeah.
And I think it's the other way around. I think CSK are adapting to the realities of what Chepauk is now.
But in CSK's case, I also remember that after the first 2 matches, things got exactly the way that the franchise would have wanted. The first 2 matches, I think, in fact, they lost at Chepauk. and then,
RCB they lost to, and they lost to MI.
and then things sort of evened out. However, like having said that, I know the nature of the pitch has changed, but even then, CSK still maintain a very good record at the Chepauk.
Okay, what do you make of the entire trade? Anyone that shocks you, or you're happy with it? How much do you rate it?
I rate it 8 out of 10.
Same.
Because it was needed. You needed the revamp. You needed to ensure that all the players who were not performing were booted out. And that is exactly what has happened. Okay. I would have persisted with a Rachin. Ravindra. That is the one thing. You see, you need an aggressive batter at the top. Okay, you've got an Ayush Matre, you've got a Sanju, good.
You've got to develop Brevis.
But Brevis is a middle order bat. I'm talking about Rachin, who can be a top order bat. He can do well, but yes, his T20 numbers aren't that great. So,
exactly. I think that's what worked against him.
yeah. But I'm overall happy with it. I think Jaddu, yes, people will say, even Kasi was getting a lot of messages saying, how could you do this to your loyal servant who's helped you with 3 titles?
Jaddu's front, it was also Jadeja who wanted out.
Yeah.
And now it is pretty much established. The reason that he was looking to go out was the fact that his captaincy ambitions were,
Right.
almost, you could say that even his captaincy aspirations for India was scuttled at that time, not just for CSK but for India as well. And now the reason he may have wanted to go there is primarily because they are offering him the captaincy, and I think I'd be very surprised if anybody else other than Ravindra Jadeja will be the captain. This would have been part of his negotiations. Of course, negotiations are always done between franchises. Players don't have a say because let's say if Chennai reached an agreement with RR, Jadeja couldn't have done anything.
Correct me if I'm wrong, for a trade deal you do need the consent of the player.
Yeah.
No, it is up to the franchise, I think. The franchise can say no, I don't want.
That consent is on paper only.
But a trade deal, without an auction, if a player is not entering, the consent of the player is required while a trade is happening. It cannot happen without the consent of a player. In the auction, of course, the player has no control.
I'm not sure about it. Because I remember, okay, but that was different. In Hardik's case, Hardik wanted out, he wanted to go. But if Gujarat wanted it not to happen, there was no way he could have gone.
Yeah. See, the franchise obviously has to be on board with of a trade deal, but the player's consent is also needed.
I don't know whether that's really needed, but I'm sure CSK in this case would have spoken to Jadeja, and he would have said, okay, if I get captaincy along with it, then probably I'll do it. So I think that's the reason why he's decided to go. But overall, if I look at that thing, I think most of these trades we had predicted. I thought that they would let go of Conway as well as a Rachin Ravindra. Rachin I thought more so than Conway, but Conway has also not had great returns, so he had to go. Sam Curran also was okay to move, I believe. He was keen to go from here.
He was not the Sam
Rajasthan.
Curran of 2021.
Correct. He was ready to go with the more English setup that Rajasthan has, as you know.
Although I think, correct me if I'm wrong.
I just checked on the trade front, on the consent front. Trades may also take place through all cash deals where a player is transferred in exchange for a fee. A player's consent is mandatory for any trade, though the final decision on retaining or releasing a player ultimately rests with the franchise.
But what does that mean? If the final decision rests with me, then how does your consent really matter? I just want to know.
It's like veto.
Exactly my point.
But
so let's say
the franchise can always veto, but if I don't want it in the first place, the franchise doesn't even.
But I'm saying final decision rests with me. You don't want it, but final decision rests with me. I want it. Then final decision rests with me.
I can stay with you till the end of the.
No, but you're saying final
window.
decision. My decision is I don't want to have you. Just saying how.
But I may not agree. Then I'm going to run down the window.
But the final decision rests with me.
Not run down the window. They'll release you to the auction. If it comes down to
Yeah.
that.
Mini auction you can throw me into.
So that's what I'm saying. No, I
The
can
actual power rests with the franchise.
That's what I'm
Same
saying.
thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
Yeah, trade maybe to which
Trade.
team you want to go
Trade.
to. Yeah, that I agree.
Bilateral
But if I
trade.
don't want a player, I'd release
Yeah,
him,
you throw him
into the auction. Yeah, that you can. Okay. So yeah, pretty much I think was on expected lines that they have done. As I said, they had done their trading last season only, and they will do much more. Go with about 43.4 CR to fix all the areas, the middle order where they've released a Tripathi, a Huda, which used to, and Vijay Shankar used to form part of that middle order, which was misfiring. Now you can go shopping and get those because you will definitely need that. You've got an amazing opener in Ayush Matre now. You tried him, he's done it. You've got Brevis one in the middle order now that you can use. So I think Sanju will come in.
Who's come in? Yeah.
It's pretty sorted. Maybe one or two more
You
Indian.
got Dube in the middle order who can.
Dube is always there.
Solidity.
Yeah. So
Yeah, by the way, we were talking about nitpicking for graphics. Ravindra Jadeja is showing in the Chennai
Yeah,
squad
I saw
here.
Yeah, but
yeah.
they are.
That's
they
a
yet
bad.
to recover. So you see, you got a good middle order when Rituraj, Brevis, and if you look at it,
Shivam
Dube. It's a good middle order.
And I think Overton, they'll expect to play more games now, considering they need that pace bowling all-round option, right?
Yep.
With no Sam Curran, now Overton becomes the primary, unless they can get someone bigger in
Someone
the.
else, yeah.
Okay, we've only done
Andre
two
Russell.
franchises. We got to move on. Let's go next franchise. What are you guys giving us? Who should we? RR. Okay, RR is the
Let's
call.
talk RR.
So let us do Rajasthan Royals.
Okay, so Rajasthan, even before the trade window, they had already, like CSK, given us all the news that you want. Sanju Samson, his 7-year association is done with RR. Sanju Samson traded to CSK for 18 crores. Nitish Rana comes back home to Delhi,
Delhi, yeah.
after for the
After
first
having
time.
never played with the Delhi Capital.
4.2 crores. And then the two Sri Lankans have been released. We thought with Kumar Sangakkara coming, I thought, okay, maybe Sri Lankan Royals would remain Sri Lankan Royals. But now it's no longer Sri Lankan Royals. Vanindu and Mahesh both gone.
In fact, in our pre-release discussion, we had all picked Mahesh Tikshana to be the one that goes, and maybe they would have kept Hasaranga for his all-round abilities, and you said yes. But then this also goes on to prove that not every coach just looks after people. Maybe
Ponting.
coaches are fair, and they're saying no, maybe we need to release. Again, having said that, who knows, they may still bid for Hasaranga hoping that they can get him cheaper. You never know. That could be the strategy.
But you know, the Sri Lankan players, when you look at their market value and looking at the way, because out of sight is like out of mind. When was the last time Sri Lanka played? I mean, they are playing the series
The
against.
fact that Dasun Chanaka, when he was punishing India in the Asia Cup, when he was at the peak of his powers, didn't manage to get a single signing,
exactly.
didn't manage to attract any bid at all, was ultimately picked as, I think, a replacement
player
player.
by
Because
Gujarat.
Williamson got injured.
But exactly, and that was just the second game I remember, or the first game when he was fielding on the ropes, Kane Williamson. So I'm not surprised with Sri Lankan players. At times they're hard done by in the auction.
Okay.
but I'm not saying this is both players being hard done by.
Okay, so these are just the top 4 releases that we're showing you, but they've released a few more players. They have fed up 16 odd crore heading into the auction. So the players that they have released are, of course,
So there's Fazal Haq Farooqui.
Vanindu Hasaranga, Mahesh Tikshana, Fazal Haq Farooqui. Then they've released
Akash Madwal.
Akash Madwal and
Kunal
Ashok
Singh
Kumar,
Rathore.
Kunal Rathore and Kumar
Kumar
Kartike.
Madwal is a surprise for me, really.
By the way, I want to ask the two esteemed colleagues of mine who were very keen to release a certain,
Jafra.
yeah,
ठीक है.
I didn't
Risk.
want him released. You
Risk.
guys wanted.
Yeah, it's a risk. I still believe that they're taking a risk. It's going to be a
You would have released him.
I would have released him.
That would have fed up another
12 crore. Remember?
12 CR.
Yeah.
And might have gotten after Archer for less also, because the thing with him right now is that he's.
No, I agree with you. There's a good chance after the Ashes and the T20 World Cup, he doesn't make the IPL.
Yeah.
Or his back doesn't make it.
That's what I mean.
I mean, he could make it and then whatever.
No, he will not make the IPL. By which I mean whether it's the shoulder, the back, or whatever.
Shoulder, back, elbow.
There's a
gut,
good chance he
shoulder,
doesn't make
knees
it.
and toes.
So that would have allowed you. What happens there is then you're only left with any replacement that's the leftover you can get. But what a smart strategy from Rajasthan could have been to let him go, have that 12 crore, maybe bid for him at a cheaper price if you wanted it, or because he runs a risk of not being available, you could have shopped for a few more bowlers. The only thing is that, and I, in that sense, I'm 50-50 with and I wouldn't have released Archer, is because he did have an impact on games last season. I remember there were certain games where he looked dangerous. He was cranking it up.
Yeah, I remember.
And so
speed,
for
but he was
that-
okay, but
No, he was not okay. He was Archer.
am I? Were the
was.
wickets column, were the winning matches? None of that really was there. So
No, but they were
just
not
down to
winning
Archer,
matches
huh?
because they're batting. Like winning games, they were losing because they're batting.
that was down
Last
to-
over finishes they failed.
Exactly.
Yeah, that
Exactly.
was.
I think Archer was doing his job.
The biggest surprise, by the way, is that they kept on Tushar Deshpande.
Yeah.
That money. Really? You let go of Madwal, who was far cheaper, and you have Tushar Deshpande, Sasta Shardul. I don't understand that.
And they paid a lot. How much did they pay?
6 or 7 crores.
Yeah.
Like Shardul is worth 2.
Yeah.
Shardul is worth 2. So he's actually expensive, Shardul.
Yeah.
Make that make sense. Sometimes
Yeah.
RR, they always have this tendency, they'll do something. Like I did a video about it and I was discussing it earlier as well. Is that with this one trade of Sanju, they actually address their biggest weakness, all-rounders. They've gotten in 2 who'd walk into the 11. But then they'll do something like this, that they'll keep Tushar Deshpande on. Please make it make sense.
I mean, if you look
Agreed.
at it, one of either Quena Mafaka or Nandre Burger could have been put
See,
in
maybe they see
release.
Quena as a one for the future type
Future
thing.
guy, yeah.
But again, if that was the case, then you should have released Archer. And
Archer.
I think Nandre Burger would have been a better starting
Exactly
option.
the point I was about to make, because see, once you've got both those two quicks, and Quana was very good in the under 19 World Cup, as we saw as well.
But when he got an IPL introduction, he was top.
6.5 CR. We were correct about Tushar Deshpande. 6.5. I think.
And also,
Even if you wanted him, put him in the auction. You'll get him for 1 CR.
See,
And
because
go back-
you got two guys with the same skill set.
Yeah.
Both are left arm pacers. So why you need to keep 2 left arm pacers and only one is going to start?
Also, if you're looking at when you're talking about team building, Nikhil, just for your point, Nandre came in last season as a replacement player for Sandeep Sharma, but both have been retained. So they
Right.
can do that as long as they have a wiggle room within their budget.
Correct.
It's fine.
Yeah. So that is why.
See, other releases don't really surprise me. Although, another one who I'm very surprised with is that they retained Yudhvir Singh Chahal. He also, I don't remember having that many great performances.
Yudhvir has struggled even when he was there in LSG. He
yeah.
struggled even in RR. So, see, when you look at it, Shubham Dubey has been retained. Okay.
Their finisher par excellence.
Their finisher, that is there. But why get in a Donovan Ferreira? Is he like fixed that he'll only go on the Jaipur Delhi route? Jaipur, then Delhi to
And then back to
Jaipur.
Jaipur.
Yeah. Is he like taking
Basically,
that double decker?
somebody needs to tell him that now the highway runs all the way to Mumbai.
Exactly. I think he must have taken that
Old one.
Yeah.
Not the new highway.
I know. So, yeah, I think the retention of both Quena and Nandre is a surprise for me. One should have been because you got the same skill set.
Exactly.
That's the thing. But yeah, I think if you want one more, then you got Londe Pretorius. He's also quite aggressive at the top. So,
I think that top order is sorted.
yeah,
It's gonna
batting
be-
is settled.
It's going to be Jaiswal and Suryavanshi, if you ask
Yeah.
me.
Was Suryavanshi 140? How much did he smash?
144.
42 balls.
42 balls.
11
fours, 15
32
sixes.
ball 100.
Yeah.
Oh my
sixes.
God.
Yes.
And by the way, this was the guy who was tonking, according to RR people, in the nets. He was hitting Jofra Archer around the park.
He got GT for a. He hit GT.
Yeah,
That
that's
was
a
a-
century. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That was some next level batting. Dear God.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I think their batting is quite sorted.
No, and not just that, I actually have, let's just go over what the lineup can be, okay? Jaiswal and Suryavanshi. Then, of course, you've got Riyan Parag, you've got Jirel, you've got Shimron Hetmeyer.
Again, there was a debate about Hetmeyer, and I think we were all in agreement
I'd
at least
keep him.
that I'd keep him. With the skill set that he brings as a finisher, very rare
And then
quality.
now-
Didn't have a great season last time, but I would still
You
back him.
got Jaddu Karan.
Jaddu Karan, and then you can potentially.
Karan
go-
Arjun.
Karan Arjun you've got.
Yeah.
So, see, their team suddenly looks much stronger. Their one weakness for years, I've been saying, why they rely on specialists. Why do you hate? Your biggest all-rounder over the past few years was R. Ashwin, who you were sending up to bat at number 4 for vibes. But now, it's much better.
Completely agreed.
Yeah.
Okay,
We go to Mohit's team now.
let's go. How many? Overall, I think they've done a good
I think
trade.
it's
Decent.
Nothing that.
I'd say 8.
8. Okay, yeah, I also agree with that. 8.
Okay, let's turn our
Let's
attention.
go to Hayes Khas Das Capitals.
Hayes Cars.
And the one big news, by the way, KL Rahul has indeed been retained.
I was never believing in anything that was
No,
being
I
said
also
about-
never believed, but I was wondering
News,
why is
news.
it that the host broadcasters were running it? It made no
No,
sense to me.
because apparently they could have been a chatter. They could have been that talk. See, because a lot of time, I know this for a fact, so many trade conversations have happened but not gone through. You only know the ones that happened. That conversation may have happened, but as we discussed, KKR going to KKR could have gone purely as a batter, not as a captain. It wouldn't have helped KL Rahul, it wouldn't have helped KKR also. I think they have a better captain in Ajinkya Rahane, and KL Rahul the batter, and if he's having a good time in Delhi, it's been one of his best seasons. He's had
For
some good
years.
seasons, but this one was outstanding. So I would be very surprised that he would have gone. So yeah, that's the one thing that is out of thing. By the way, just a word on CSK, that they've announced that Ruturaj is their captain. So no.
Until he gets injured.
Or you want to believe that he's the captain.
Arey Siddharth, yaar. Stop with
No, or like how Gurjapneet also got
No, but
injured.
he meant something else.
I know, but I'm just saying this injury point is true.
Rituraj last year also conveniently got injured and then season floundering. Thala stepped
But
back.
they've
and
announced
became
that.
forward.
It didn't revive their fortunes.
It became
at all.
worse.
No,
Don't believe in the Thala magic. He will white ant Rituraj. But that's okay.
who will be vice captain? Sanju Samson.
Sanju.
Jadeja was vice captain, CSK.
Sanju Vishwanath Samson, my friend.
Yeah, but with DC now and moving to
There's a big
the
news
capitals,
point over there.
which is
Tina Trajan's been retained.
Ashit,
10.75.
all over to you.
It's disappointing again for a player who's not shown anything. You gave him all of just one match. You wanted to sign him again. You could have. Because I remember the season before that he looked very good. I understand he's fit now and he has been named in the Tamil Nadu squad for the Syed Mushtaq Ali trophy, but we're yet to see anything from him. This just tells me it's a punt. They're keeping their faith in the bowler. Otherwise, the other news points being far too
No, let us all have Natarajan.
Surprising. It was very surprising for me with the injuries that he's had.
You had your say. Let's listen. Natarajan.
I burst out laughing when I saw it because I'm like, this is the second most baffling thing they've done since signing Pawan Negi for 8.5 crores.
It's not that baffling though. Again,
It is
if you look at-
10.75. Listen, you put him in the auction, you'll get
Are
him
you
for
happy
that
with
price.
If you look, see again, fast bowler Indian. There's not going to be too
No
many. that
way.
will
Played one game for you.
That's
you were not
fine.
playing him at 10.7 CR. By the way, he had a quite an awful TNPL as well.
Yeah,
So
played
it's not
3-4
that.
games.
Not that he's been in red hot form. I mean, or even if you wanted him, let's say, okay, even if you wanted him, I'd put him in the auction. You'll easily get him for 2 CR.
Or 5 at
This
most.
is,
Top
I
most.
think the fact that we've again seen in the past. See, Tushar Deshpande got you 6 crore in an auction. No, my point being, Indian fast bowlers, the rarest of the rare breed, I would say, and I'm not surprised if you're talking about Andre Russell fetching more than 12 crore or anything like that. That being a possibility for an Indian fast bowler. I see that amount raising to that level again.
See, with the Deshpande, context was key. He had come off a decent season for CSK the season prior. 1.
And also
2.
good form with Mumbai.
Yes,
Ranji
and
Trophy.
that's 2. Number 3, that was a mega auction, so more teams naturally had more money to spend, which is why you saw so much wasteful spending. Akashdeep for 8 crores.
On the contrary, you've seen the record or teams break the bank in the
Leave
mini
the
auction
mini
far more in the
True, but-
mega auction.
But look at last year, there was a clear change in
But
the.
also because the money had increased from 100 to 120 crores.
Also because 3 and 4 teams needed a captain. But my point is, even beyond the captaincy, there was wasteful spending I saw a lot of. It's not just Tushar Deshpande or Natarajan. You went for Akashdeep, who's a test specialist. LSG for some reason thought it was a good idea to spend 8 crores on him.
You spend 10 crores on Shami when you know that his T20 form has not been that great.
See, with Natarajan, I agree that they were unfair to him last season. He should have played more games. That I completely agree with you.
why I
but at
think-
this price to retain him,
But
I mean,
because
doesn't
there are
make
still
sense.
a few. We were talking about the availability of an archer. Let's not forget that Stark, who's leading the lineup, you're not perhaps sure because he also would have had a very busy couple of months going into the IPL. So one, I think they were careful about the price being a bit of a thing if he goes back into the auction. 2, you wanted somebody who knows the setup and is then there if Stark makes himself unavailable or is not there.
Hold on. Just besides all of this, first off, I'm embarrassed that you compared T. Natarajan to Mitchell Stark. That's number 1. Number 2, we missed the more big news point. They retained Mukesh Kumar for 8 crores. That's 8 crores.
They have retained even Karun Nair, who's...
So Karun Nair was worth
But
75 lakhs. I'm okay with that.
I am more happy with one thing. The fact that they were able to get rid of Jake Fraser McGurk. At 9 crores, you had overpaid for him.
Yeah, big
I'm
time.
not too sure what you would have
Got to
gotten.
overpay. You RTM'd him.
Yeah,
You RTM'd JFM. That is the thing.
I forget.
yeah. So yeah, I'm more focused on Jake Fraser McGurk not being there, and Sidikal Atal also, for the promise
Did
that
really
he was
impress.
showing internationally, again he was one of the better batters for Afghanistan in the Asia Cup we saw. Maybe could have retained him. Not too sure how much he was signed for, but again doesn't have to be a lot of money, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
But overall, again, not too many tweaks were needed with this team, I felt. And you still go in with 21 crore purse. I think overall it's completely fine.
See, overall your core is in place because I don't think they needed wholesale changes, but obviously there were a few tweaks here or there. Like I think Mohit Sharma last season played a game too many, despite not being very effective. You look at the rest of who it is, same goes for Faf. I think Faf, despite only being a 2 crore player, was a massive disappointment. JFM got found out very quickly. Donovan Ferreira has traded one bench for the other. So other than that, I think the only player who I would have possibly wanted to retain from this lot would have been Sedikal, because he's been proving to himself a little bit of a revelation, and there are teams, KKR included, who want a wicketkeeper bat, so could potentially be going for him as well. Having said that, I don't think anything else is really shocking, although I will say that again, Natarajan and Mukesh for 18 crores, 18.75 crores, I'm sorry, doesn't make
The
much
price
sense to me.
may have, put together, I agree, it's a bit of an overpay. But again, I'm looking at what the other teams have done and how many Indian fast bowlers have really been released. Help me count.
You might get back Chetan Sakare again.
Even for that matter, you look at Mayank Yadav also played just 2 matches, and how much of LSG retained him for 11 crore.
Umran has barely played any cricket
and still been retained. So,
but still 75 lakhs being the difference.
But again, 11 lakhs as well, or 11 crores as well. We've seen, right? A player who maybe only. In fact, 2 seasons now put together, he's not even given you half the season. Not even 6 matches. So then that tells you that IPL franchises don't really want to risk there being players that they own in the auction because the number might just go up.
True.
But actually, see, Delhi Capitals were aided by your local talent. Vipraj, Ashutosh, they were your stars last season. Tristan Stubbs, these were and KL Rahul, these were your 4 guys that really ensured that your batting.
Even Aksar
too, but I'm not talking. Aksar is like, see, he's assured that he will give you quality in terms of bat and ball
And field.
and fielding. But then again, your bowling lineup is so left field. Aksar, Kuldeep, Mitchell, Natarajan, 4 left-handers. You're totally gone left field.
See, the bigger headline in terms of the releases, Faf du Plessis, I was in agreement release him. I think Harshit was okay having him.
Because again, came at 2 crore.
Yeah, but I just think that he's over the hill. Let's be honest. I don't think he's going to ever bring you that. Jake Fraser McGurk also underwhelming. You had to go. We were all in agreement. Should be let go. Mohit Sharma also, we spoke about it, and I thought, maybe. Though I think you said that maybe you can keep him.
Didn't
But I think that's a right call. All that is good, but I kind of agree with Shane. These things are fine, but overall, if I look at their strategy, the fact that they've retained a Mukesh and a Natarajan and a Chamira, I think this seems to me so far the least I'm going to give any franchise.
Exactly, that's what I was going to say. As far as rating, this is the 4th team.
You can't be a happy chappy at this point.
Again, but also from all the
But
teams
don't say I set such low standard for the team that.
No, that's not. But one thing we are missing in all of the jokes is also the fact that this was also the team that finished the highest amongst all the teams that we've still talked about. The other teams we talked about were all lowly.
Yes.
And DC missed out on qualification by just a couple of points.
And wait a minute. You had gotten Mustafiz, right? For replacement for Jake Fraser McGurk.
Yeah, you had, and that means you've released him also.
You released Mustafiz.
And he did okay last
He did okay. For the games that he played, he was okay. And currently, if you want a death overs option apart from Stark, who's there?
And Stark in the depth, mind you, for KKR, he was dodgy. I remember.
Very, even for Delhi, I mean, yes, he defended that super over that was there against Rajasthan Royals. But who's your death overs?
If I'm just looking at what Delhi will need in the auction, I think just a good fast bowler. That's it.
Donovan Ferreira has gone to RR. Yeah, I'm not surprised.
I mean, he's traded one bench for the other.
Yeah.
Jaipur se nikli gadi, Delhi chale. That's how it is. Yeah. Now, which team shall we?
Let's rate them first. No, we haven't done our rating yet.
7.
Also, there is if
You're
this
giving
is
us 7?
this is
Giving 5.
Yeah,
this
same
is
5.
100% right. Then there is but Harry Brook, of course,
Is banned.
Banned for 2
never
years.
going to be there.
Let's
because
please
he's
not
banned.
touch that again.
Yeah. So yeah, I would rate them. See, what is the thing? Natarajan retained, Dushmanta retained. Those are the 2 points that I will go up. But
Mukesh.
Mukesh, so 3.
Okay, yeah, and that's 5 of your 5 bowlers. 3 are duds. Sorry.
Then
Yeah.
see, your batting is somehow it's retained.
I don't
Yeah.
say they're all-rounders, batters, and even their keeping options are great. The
Yeah.
bowling drags it down a lot. A lot.
If that is the case, then 6, a 6 out of 10.
5. I'll go for 5. No, not only it's not only because of the bowlers involved. I think the finances don't make much sense to me. You could have bought back Natarajan and Mukesh at a lower rate. You could have.
No, again, the logic that I said earlier, that logic fails when you look at uncapped players being retained for 11 crore. You're just not willing to send.
You are happy with that?
It's the trend across 10 teams.
I'm asking you.
I'm okay if I'm looking at, because this team didn't need too many tweaks. All you need is a good fast bowler, and that's no team will have 4 mid-starks. A team will have a Pat Cummins, and then there'll be 3 Indian bowlers. That's what we've seen in the past as well.
Fair,
so
fair.
if there's a Stark over there, I just see the need, and there can be a okay.
I mean, there was a conversation that we had of letting go of Stark as well.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have. I mean,
you need 2 good overs from him. He doesn't even need to give 4 good overs. And Stark, we've talked about how reputations work. A Stark is a Stark. He may not have a good 14 group games, but come the playoff, ask Shane and he'll tell you what
Yeah,
he
but
can
for that
do.
you have to,
Yeah.
make the playoffs.
Yeah, and you were there. You won 4 out of 4. You missed out on just one match, and you could have.
we have the IPL for this banter between KKR, Delhi,
But
long time.
One thing I will say
Yeah.
is though, and this is where it comes down to it. I understand where it is the logic you're saying of Indian bowlers, but the 2 Indian bowlers who I thought they may release, or not, I'm talking about teams in general. I thought Umran and Mayank for sure would go. I understand why they slipped with them, because these are guys who can hit 150 clicks. Natarajan and Mukesh, I really hope there's a good
Mukesh
turnaround.
hardly touches 130, 135.
Exactly.
Mukesh, see, with Mukesh.
Natarajan also 130.
With
130.
Natarajan, at least he
Natarajan's
gives you the option of accuracy of
Accuracy,
Yorkers
and that's
when
what
he's on form.
Yeah. And in rhythm.
Okay, which is the next team? We've only done 3.
No, 4.
We've done 4.
All of us and RR. So,
All of you and RR.
yeah.
Okay, let's go. We have 2 producers who are sitting here. Let's not make them feel
Left out.
neglected.
Which team then?
One is, of course, an RCB fan. The other is an LSG fan.
Pawan, are you
How
wearing
have
the
you
new pair of
forgotten?
shoes today?
No. So let's start with either LSG or RCB. Let's start with RCB.
Yeah,
Let's go with
champions.
defending champions. Why not now?
And one of the rare times they won't be making too many big changes, I feel.
Correct.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, look at the changes that they've had. There's no Swastik Chikara. He didn't get a single game, and he's been.
No, Swastik is part of the side, Baba.
No.
I don't. Are those the releases?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
releases.
My bad. They've made some weird thing with the.
With the color, I know.
Yeah.
You wanna show that only, please,
Yeah.
Pawan?
So yeah, Swastik Chikara, Mayank, no surprise. Mayank, by the way, leaves IPL champion.
Yeah.
Tim Seifert getting released again doesn't really surprise me.
Liam
considering
also, no surprise.
none whatsoever.
Okay. Yeah, go through all of them.
Manoj Bandage,
No.
we didn't get a game, so okay. Musarabani came in as a replacement, but he's been let go.
And he came in as a replacement for Lungi, didn't he?
Yeah.
He's also been let go.
He's been let go. Lungi Sari Angidi, Mohit Rati, okay.
Big things for me here. I think Mayank Agarwal being let go is a big shocker because I think he did decently well whenever he was called upon. So
Yeah,
for
but
me,
there's one problem there. He came in as a replacement for Devdutt. And Devdutt is now fit.
Yeah.
yeah, but then you can retain, no, like other franchises
Okay, and
have.
maybe
If
they
you
feel
make,
they didn't have much use.
I again,
Also-
just now you've done it. His social media team 1 week ago has done
Their
a
podcast.
podcast with Mayank Agarwal.
I was like, bye.
And you're saying bye bye. I just feel that is a bit of a surprise for me. Secondly, they have kept Yash Dayal on their roster, so
Yeah.
that's a big show of faith for a Yash Dayal. And his case was not so much about his performance, but because of couple of court cases. So those matter are sub judice. So we don't know whether he'll be available. But I think they've shown a lot of faith in him, and that's fine. Also, maybe gives him a lot of confidence as well. So they've kept a Yash Dayal because that we thought could be that one area they'd be looking at. They've kept him. Other than that, I don't see any surprises as such. Lungi and Giri they could have kept, but see the thing with again the 2 that they've released in Liam Livingston and Lungi and Giri is that whenever they were called upon towards the end, Liam Livingston played a decent. I know the overall season wasn't great, but did a decent role for them.
Ngidi had a good
Ngidi-
spell against CSK.
Exactly. So towards the end of the season, somebody or the other really stepped up for them to win the title. So I would have thought they would have been a bit more generous and kept.
And
a few
not just
players.
that, don't forget their only foreign pacers now are Hazelgod, who you don't know what his
Hazel
fitness
God.
could be, and Nuwan Tushara, who hasn't quite taken to IPL as quickly as what Patirana had in the past. So I thought they could have kept Lungi. If not blessing Muzrabani, at least he could have kept Lungi.
I agree.
But let's see, I don't know.
But and also it's a good point about Hazelwood. He is the X factor in the team without doubt. But again, like most other players, like Stark, for example, does not play T20 cricket, so he will get that rest in the T20. Hazelwood's going to play Ashes, he's going to play the T20 World Cup, then he's going to land up.
He's only going to play 4 out of the 5 tests. He's missing the first test anyway, Hazelwood. So.
But even then,
Yeah.
he's coming in with a very heavy workload,
Yeah.
and workload for a pace bowler.
Yeah, I mean, see,
Need to be
after the
wary.
T20 World Cup and then after when you look at May, where do Australia play? They have a break. This is the longest stretch where they've not had a break from July onwards, because they played West Indies, then they have played India, then they're playing Ashes, then they're playing T20 World Cup, they're playing IPL. So this is the longest stretch that they have been busy, Australia, and they have a break after that. So I think they can afford to go all out in that sense. But champion winning team, they will not make that many changes.
By the way, the other big news from here, before I forget, there is a name of Virat Kohli. And none of us had any doubt, but there were certain reports saying that who knows whether he'll be. Yeah, there were.
Maybe.
That, maybe he's contemplating. We don't know. So at least those doubts have also been put to rest. There is a Virat Kohli there. He is. No, also the doubts came up because of the fact that the change of ownership, so on and so forth. So we don't know what happens with the ownership. In all likelihood, they will have different owners by the time they go and play next season. In all likelihood, they will be playing on a different ground as their home ground. I don't think Chinnaswamy will be made available.
MCS Stadium, Pune.
Yeah, that's the.
They
big
could
name
go with
right?
Pune or wherever else. But as I said, that's not necessarily an issue for them because they do well last season.
They were
all
unbeaten
away
away.
games.
So yeah.
So
But are they going to have that name? Royal Challengers
good
Bengaluru?
question. I don't think they will.
No, it makes no sense because the whole name is associated from their ownership of Diageo.
Exactly.
But again, if I am thinking it from a brand point of view, I agree that whole Diageo thing, it was a sort of a surrogate advertising that they were doing because of one of their liquor brand they used to make the tea. But now it is really like Deccan Chargers,
Yeah, Sunrisers
Hyderabad wasn't that much of a shocker. Different names, but I don't think Deccan Chargers had made a brand so much like RCB have. They are arguably the biggest brand in the IPL, and it's all RCB. Suddenly you change
My
that.
point is, then you don't change it to keep the initials.
Yeah,
RCB is the bigger
that is the point that I was getting to. You keep RCB, and instead of Royal Challengers Bengaluru, you come up with Royal
Real champions of Bengaluru.
or Royal something.
But then again, you'll have to come up with something.
Royal
That's
Champions,
Game of
That-
Royal Champions
that,
Bengaluru.
That does something
Real
to again
champions of
promote my
Bengaluru.
brand. If I'm
No, it
I
does
don't know
not.
who's going to buy it.
Whoever it doesn't have to promote your brand. That's what I'm saying. Don't lose RCB now.
Yeah,
It
I
becomes like a
agree.
big.
I agree.
What do
So do
Knight
it
Riders do
Royal
with
Champions
Europe?
Bengaluru or whatever if you want. Real Champions Bengaluru or whatever if you want to remove
Or Real
champions.
Challengers, something.
Real
Royal
Challengers.
in Spanish is Real.
Yeah. So Real Challengers Bengaluru, you're done.
Yeah.
Very ironic considering they used Camp Nou in one of their.
Exactly.
Already given them so many suggestions. New owners, whoever.
You're welcome. Future owners, you're welcome.
And new home ground for them potentially, MCS Stadium, Pune.
yeah, just
Is that confirmed though?
Not confirmed, but there is talks. Because I think if you've not given Bengaluru clearance for the T20 World Cup,
They're most likely not getting it.
not
for the
getting
IPL.
clearance for the IPL also. Looks like it.
So what one title win does
I don't
to
know
teams.
how Maharaja Stadium in Mysuru is going to be enhanced for the IPL games. I don't know about it. You can either host in Maharaja Stadium, Mysuru, or you will go to Pune. That's the closest because Bangalore, Pune isn't that far. It's basically,
Allure, but you can't have fans over there.
Allure is 70
Hey,
kilometers
in
away.
Bangalore, you have the center of excellence. You just played a game there.
Yeah.
You could have played there, but
40-meter boundaries.
but the thing is that
Yeah, not 40
you can't have.
boundaries.
No, they're big boundaries. They're big boundaries. Now they have 3 grounds, by the way. 3 very big. The problem is you can't have those many people coming.
plus
There's only one
logistics
stand. Rest is
also.
like those hillocks that you have. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't
Yes,
have.
no, we want
Allure
coordinated
is 70
seating,
kilometers
please.
away from Bengaluru. You won't travel 70 kilometers every day, yeah. So that's the way. Now, shall we go to the
how
other
about
side?
Let's just rate them.
Let's rate them.
How do you rate them? I think very safe.
I think
Yeah.
9 out of
9
10.
out of 10.
Yeah,
Nothing
very
wrong.
safe, nothing much.
Yep.
Maybe could have retained a few more, but they've let go. But nothing much to, I mean, nitpicking actually if you look at those.
9 out of 10.
And see, they are building from a position of strength, so they don't really need to worry in that much as much as say like what CSK, KKR, etc. have to
Yeah.
do. They are already there at the top. Now it's down to the other teams to kind of catch up.
Yep. So which team should we do now?
No,
LSG.
Yeah, of course. Shivam, our producer,
Because he's directly opened Australian Kings. That's
okay. He wants Punjab. Let's go.
Okay.
He's a Diljit Dosanjh fan.
Of
so
course.
he's-
First, then that can come.
Okay, let's
This is
go.
a new team.
How do you change team?
What?
Well, ask that.
Change allegiances.
I didn't support any team.
You
He's
became
like-
RCB this time.
I said they'll make it to the playoffs. I was the only one who said that. That I'm proud of in that sense. But
Yeah,
yeah,
Shivam, is this on record?
Well, it's
You
on
know-
record from us. He's changing his team. I'm little bit confused.
okay.
Doesn't matter. Let's go. Punjab it is.
Yeah, Australian
Glory hunter.
Kings, when you look at it, they have released 3 Australians and 2 Indians from the list. It's Josh Inglis. Inglis is the bigger shock for me.
I don't
Aaron
think so.
Hardy, Glenn Maxwell, Kuldeep Sen and Praveen Dubey. These are the 5 guys who've been released
See,
from
Kuldeep
Punjab.
Sen and
Australian Kings, sorry.
Kuldeep Sen and Praveen Dubey, no shock whatsoever. I think they were squad players, and so they felt that if you can replace one for the other, it really won't make much of a difference in the long scheme of things. Because otherwise, see, their pacers, spinners, everything is very nicely sorted. As far as the all-rounders go, Maxwell getting released, no shock. I think everyone saw it
3
coming.
times now. This is the 3rd stint that he had with Punjab Kings, and
At least this time he can't blame Sehwag.
he can't.
Yeah.
He can't. So,
He dedicated chapters.
But
into that.
English, I'm surprised.
I'm surprised with English.
I'm
Because
surprised with English.
I thought he was quite
English,
okay.
English.
No more.
I don't. I would have kept him.
Yeah.
I'd have kept, by the way, I'm also surprised at the fact that they've kept a Stoinis.
Yeah.
At 11 CR, you've kept a Stoinis. I know all-rounders.
Ponting must love his Hulk.
Yeah. Ponting was love. That's why he kept a Mitch Owen also. He kept a Xavier Bartlett also.
Yeah, but Xavier Bartlett
Bartlett's
was
at least now
now his
regular,
stock is
yeah.
up. He's done well against India.
Yeah.
In fact, same with the Mitch Owen.
You know, I would have. Lockie Ferguson. His injury actually forced a total disbalancing of the Punjab Kings lineup. He didn't play the rest of the season, but you retained him still. And Lockie's stock, let me be very honest, for the past 2 years has been on the downward spiral.
It's stopped ever since dropped ever after 21.
Yes.
He had good performances for KKR in the death during the second half of the season, but since then his reputation has taken a
And
hit.
injuries.
Yeah, injuries haven't helped. He's a nice chap. I like him.
Yeah, Lockie is a good guy, but yeah, solid batting order. Solid
The batting,
order.
even the all-rounder side of
All-rounders.
things.
Yeah.
See, we said that they may release an Omarzai types, but again, we also said that they may not. But so otherwise, their team looks as solid as possible.
Yeah.
I think they're for a change. I may add, Punjab Kings are not entering a mini auction with the biggest
Yeah.
purse.
Actually,
Breaking news.
let us quickly show you who's entering the auction with how much of a purse. We have a list in terms of the entire franchises. Who's been?
Yeah. I think it will
I'd
be-
asked this half an hour ago, but
I think.
there you go.
Yeah.
So this is the total purse, number 1 position. Well done, KKR.
At least finish first somewhere.
Somewhere they finished for 64.30 CR. They'll take more than half the original purse that you have. So for them, they'll go shopping with a lot of money, but there won't be too much of talent there available. But anyway, they go with that much money. CSK, which we had predicted will go with the highest purse, comes in second at 43, but they're still highest in terms of the players that they've released. A total of 11.
11.
No other franchise has released that much. SRH is third with 25.50 CR. They'll go in with. LSG come in next with 22.95 CR. DC 21.8 CR. They've got. We thought it could have been a bit more, but they've not been too adventurous. They've kept a Natarajan and so on and so forth. RCB at 16.40. I think it's a good strategy. They didn't need to release too much. The team is pretty much sorted. So, certain players, in fact, they could have kept and gone with lesser money also, and they would have been just fine. Big show of faith in Yash Dayal also that they've kept and are taking him for the auction. RR with 16.05 CR, but they've already kind of done their trading. So, with Sam Curran and Ravi Jadeja coming in. They've already done that trading, so take it with a pinch of salt when you look at 16.05. Gujarat Titan at almost 13 CR. They didn't need to change much. In fact, when we looked at before the release deadline, when we were looking at it, we also couldn't think of too many players that they had to release. Again, minor here and there, and they've done exactly that. Ditto for PBKS. I think the other team that just didn't need to release too many players because they have such a well-rounded team. They've got every area covered, multiple match winners in terms of batting, bowling, had everything, so didn't have to release too many. They've not done that. Last spot goes to MI, who just go in 2.75, but that's not surprising. Mumbai Indian does not panic. They believe in their talent. They didn't have a great season last time around, but they made not too many changes, just a few trades here and there.
But they had a decent season. They made it to qualifier too.
Yeah.
Not a great season by their standards.
Correct.
Start well, but
But then that's typical MI.
Mumbai
right?
Indians
Yeah.
start.
Punjab, they were second from the top at the end
They
of the
didn't
season,
start
and second
well.
from the bottom in terms of the purse.
It's like a typical unka rickshaw. Doesn't start well.
Doesn't start
But
well.
also with MI, we have to remember they made a couple of trades as well. So in that sense, I think whatever major business they wanted to do, they've done.
Yeah.
Markande from KKR to MI, Shafin from GT to
And of course, Shardul,
Shardul.
Lord. How can you forget Lord?
And
back to
Arjun
his home
Tendulkar.
ground.
For the first time in his
got-
actual home
Yeah.
season.
Okay, we've got the next team now.
Shivam's former
There was
team.
former team.
Yeah, let's go. Punjab, as I said, just to sum up Punjab, fine, one or two players, we can agree to disagree. English, as we spoke, a bit of a surprise. But as I think, whatever they're doing, whatever releases they're doing is just, in that sense, tokenism, you could say, because their core is there. Their batting order, Prab Simran, Shreyas Iyer, it's just sorted. Their bowling is pretty sorted as well. Stoinis will fit in somewhere in the middle. I think they're good to go. So not too many issues. They just have to do a little bit of window shopping in the auction, and so that's what they've managed. Lucknow Super Giants is our next team.
Two major things that I look at. David Miller traded out. I mean, you look at it, he's been released.
I'm not surprised.
None whatsoever.
Yeah.
Are you surprised?
No.
I was surprised.
No, we picked David Miller. All three of us in our preview said he'd go.
He cost somewhere around 6.5
Yeah.
crore.
Didn't justify that.
Yeah, 159 runs, I think.
Yeah. Ah.
Then Ravi Bishnoi. Again,
surprise.
very unlucky. Unlucky. I mean, I would say, see.
Who was a unanimous choice.
11 crore he cost.
So that's
see,
the contrarian today.
I mean, how many opportunities did you give a Ravi Bishnoi?
He's had two awful seasons.
He
And
had
he's
already played for India, and there was a Dhruv Rathi who had only made his name in the DPL and went ahead of
Dhruv
him.
Rathi? Digvesh.
Digvesh
Rathi.
Rathi. Digvesh Rathi.
Okay.
he does news also, yeah. He has to follow.
So, see, the problem is, look, you picked a proper Ravi Bishnoi at a time when he was in good form. With LSG, after 1-2 games, okay, he used to dart it in, his craft was gone. But then,
What
What
craft?
in the name of craft, he's always bowling the wrong one.
but that worked for India. It worked for
It
India.
wasn't working
It
for
didn't
LSG.
work, which is why Varun Chakravarti got drafted in place of
No,
it.
but then before Varun Chakravarti, you look at that series that he played in Australia. He was your leading. At one point, he became a number one T20I bowler. Memories are so short because of IPL overkill.
11
That's the
crores,
thing.
11 crores, 10 wickets. Outshone by Digvesh Rathi, Mr. Sunil Narayan region.
Yeah.
Ain't happening. Ain't happening.
Anyone other than Siddharth who thinks
No.
that he should have been kept there, Ravi Bishnoi.
Get him back for half the price.
Exactly my point. I am full agreement, and this we were unanimous when we were looking at the auction that Ravi Bishnoi, now it's not just one season, he's gone out of favor of the Indian team as well. 2 seasons, not that great numbers. If you really want him, you can get him at a much lesser price. That allows you that much more money into the auction. So completely agree with that. Completely agree with the David Miller as well. These are the two things that they had to do. The only thing that surprises me is the trade they've done with Shardul Thakur, and they've gotten Arjun Tendulkar in that. It's a bit surprising with me. I know Shardul didn't have a great season, but utility player, I can use him.
He did have a good season last year.
Okay-ish.
By his standards, much better seasons.
Yeah.
You got a Mohammad Shami back. LSG 10 crores. You got Mohammad Shami in this team now.
See, imagine we have Shivam, who's a producer here with us, who's rolling the show as well. He's been a LSG fan, and he's saying because they've traded Shardul and gotten an Arjun Tendulkar, he doesn't want to be a LSG fan. He's not happy. He's not happy. His emotions are hurt.
And my emotions also got hurt, but I don't stop supporting my team.
That's fine. That's how he sees
Yeah,
it.
Shiv,
You guys
what is this, yeah?
don't have to come.
But
He does not agree with it.
Also-
That's fair.
You can't take it.
Shardul was playing for 10 years.
Doesn't
What
matter.
season?
He does not
Chilling.
agree with it. That's his
Yeah,
fault.
and see, again, if you look at it, see the other non-surprising trade, Akashdeep. 8 crores for a test specialist.
We agreed on that. That Akashdeep needed to go. They've done exactly that. In fact, we picked Ravi Bishnoi, Akashdeep,
Shamar also.
Shamar, David Miller. They've let go of all those players. So pretty much on track. I don't think it's surprising at all. Oh, as I said, the only when I'm nitpicking is Shardul Thakur. and
Abdul
bringing
Samad
Thakur.
is a very, very lucky man.
No, he did okay.
He
last
did
year.
okay, yeah.
There were
One or two games,
Yeah, but he was.
that's it.
But Siddharth, he was playing as a finisher. The most thankless job you can have.
You know who are the two lucky people? I think both Mohsin and Avesh.
Avesh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Avesh in particular.
Yeah.
Even Mayank.
Mayank, see again, that's the big call. But see, I kept him. You remember that? I said that, Mayank, I know he's injured. I've invested in him. I don't want to be the team that releases him. He goes to some team and by stroke of love is fit for the entire season. He's winning games and I'm watching that. I don't want to be that. I'll keep him.
My only
I'll keep him.
worry with Mayank was because I already spent more money than I should have on Rishabh Pant, and that's anyway taken the balance away from my team. Now I've got an extremely expensive player right up top who I tried playing between 1 and 6. Only one innings of 100 that I got was also nullified by a Jitesh Sharma in that match, if memory serves me right.
RCB LSG, yeah.
And then I've got an extremely expensive player right at the bottom who spent more time on the bench than on the field. So this is where the strategy I think for LSG is extremely wrong.
And with the amount of injuries that Mayank Yadav has, I think in the game that he played, if I'm not mistaken, Punjab Kings, I think he had a change in action. He changed his action, and I don't know if he'll be effective in 2026 also. Because coming back from injury, you saw he was more side on. He was not full on when you look at it straight at that point. Because he got that extra bounce, he kind of has a Prasidh action only quicker. But now he's gotten more side on. I don't know how that will impact his bowling speed in that sense for 2026. So that is my one concern that I have with Mayank.
Liam Livingston has tweeted, says, I will never forget that night in Ahmedabad. Thanks for all the love and support. He had a decent role to play.
In the second half of the
Yeah.
season, yes.
He, I think, also fielded pretty well in that final
But
along
that's
with
no
Phil
surprise.
Salt.
Liam is a very good fielder.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think he would trade in, he would be the golden arm with the ball. He would break partnerships in that sense. So, yeah, I mean, he leaves as a champion. Something in this previous franchise of Punjab Kings he could never do.
So two overseas players that they've released are David Miller and Shamar Joseph.
Shamar Joseph.
Yeah, two of them. Of course, Akashdeep, 8.25 CR gives you a lot of money. It makes sense. He's been good with with the red ball, not so much with the white ball. So that's fine. Mayank Yadav staying there. For me, it's a thumbs up. I would have kept him. So they go in with the purse at
22.95.
Yeah, 22.95.
Fourth most.
And see, I'll rate this a solid 8 for the very simple reason. I don't think they needed wholesale change.
Yeah.
Few tweaks here or there, and I think they should be a team that should be, at least on paper, in contention for a top 4.
And you remember Pant had a disastrous season, barring towards the end
Where
where he
one
got that
century,
100. But I don't think he can have any worse a season than that. So then,
At least he didn't finish at the bottom.
yeah.
Yeah.
They
So
can
I,
only
I
look
think
up.
it's a solid 8 even for me for this
Yeah.
side. It's
Yeah.
gotten the batting also. If all of them click, because
So
with
do you
Pant-
see a bit of Tom Moody in that? Because they've got him, right?
Director of cricket.
Director of cricket. There's of course Mr. Langa.
Mr. Langer, yes.
He remains to be there, but Tom Moody has joined them.
I mean, if I have to look at which coaching staff is the most star-studded one, I'll go with KKR. You got a Watto, you got a Saudi,
Abhishek.
Abhishek.
It's not even a contest. MI.
Jayawardene.
Time.
Sachin Tendulkar also sits here. He's also part of the.
No, that in 2013 there was Kumble, there
there
was
Ricky
Ricky Ponting.
But always
Now,
MI.
this current era, in this current period,
Yeah, so now also they have
Jayawardene.
Jayawardene,
Sachin Tendulkar.
of course, forever and
They had Zahir also at one point, didn't they?
Zahir
Zahir
went
is-
to
And then he went to LSG. I'm
But
sorry.
now he's left,
he's
and
left.
it's Bharat Arun who's the
Bharat Arun,
Yeah, Bharat
And I think Bharat Arun is a key reason why they went for Shami.
Yes.
Could very well be.
Actually, yeah, that's a good trade. I think it's a good trade. Why? I think because from SRH, Shami goes to Lucknow Super Giants. One local guy, so they're getting that UP, team going, not too far from where we are, whereas villages. And secondly, I have a feeling, the players who are like right now feeling a bit aggrieved, and what Shami is being left out of the
Point to
I am reminded of that story, Ravi Shastri in that South Africa test match where he's sitting and South Africa is going, and he's sitting during lunch and eating a
lot of
mutton and rice, and Ravi Shastri gave him a mouthful saying that they're scoring runs, you're not picking up, you are enjoying your food, come on.
I remember the exact phrase he said was kuch bhook bahar ke liye bhi to rukho.
Something like he said, yahan bhi khaunga, wahan jaake bhi khaunga. And after that, Pfeiffer. So that bhook, if he has that bhook of being ignored by the Indian team setup as a point to prove. Remember, not too long ago, he finished the highest wicket taker in the IPL 23 season, if I'm not mistaken.
28 wickets.
Yeah, so if he has that book, it's a good signing.
He, Mohit and Noor, I think that was the top three.
Yeah. And they still somehow lost that year.
Contrary, don't have a very high rating for LSD, and I fear for the worst. Because I'm trying to put together an 11, I see too many question marks in all departments. Look at the bowling. And besides the Rathi, who showed some signs of promise last year,
batting is amazing. They got Mitch Marsh,
Nicholas Puran, Aidan
Markram again had a good time last year, but again we know his preferred format is not the game's shortest format, and the bowling is of a very big concern to me because you don't know which Shami you're getting, you don't know whether you're getting Mayank at all, you don't know what to get out of Avesh. Again, he's nowhere close to playing for India, really not making the noise otherwise as well. Then you've got a Mohsin Khan, again his whereabouts, you'll have to perhaps ask the local police about it. No idea.
Yeah, that's the thing. So, yep, I would say, see, the batting more than makes up for it, because the one thing that dragged LSG down was Pant's form. Otherwise, Markram and Marsh, I think Marsh at one point was going to be a contender for the leading run getter in the IPL, but then his form tapered off a bit later, and he didn't bowl. I don't think Marsh will bowl.
If LSG will buy Russell in place of Miller, then I'm
and then again you'll switch sides.
Well, that happens.
But I think I read their business is okay because I don't think they needed too many changes. That's along the lines of what they expected. I think they got rid of the players who they felt were too expensive. Miller, obviously, Bishnoi, definitely. So in that sense, I think they'll just make it look minor rebuilds, not a major one. They didn't need a major one. The main focus will be to motivate Pant enough to perform and live up to that 27 CR
price tag. Yep. So that's so we rated. You rated 8.
Yeah, I'll give them a solid 8.
Yeah,
nothing
same here. 8 for me too.
Okay, just before we dive into the next team, I thought we'll give you a quick update. Most likely, it seems that Gill could be out of this test match. He's being taken to the hospital for assessment. We'll show you some pictures that we have exclusively now on Sports Today. Pawan is going to be showing you that. I've just sent it to him. So that's the image of a Shubman Gill being taken to the...
off, is he?
Yes, he is, because I don't think he can move his neck at the moment. Because of the neck injury. So these are the pictures I was sharing with you. This is Shubman Gill being taken on a stretcher to the hospital. That's, I think it's precautionary. Because you don't want to move his head, like so walking and all, the neck can have a bit more strain. So I think they've put a harness here and then taken him on the stretcher. So he's been taken to hospital. All I'm saying is, basis on the images that we've got, which we just shared with you, looks unlikely that he'll be there.
I think out for the series also, you're not recovering from neck spasm that quickly.
Possible.
Yeah.
Because with a neck spasm, Nitish Reddy had to miss 3 games and it was over a period of 6 days. If it's happened now and your turnaround for Barsapara is also 7 days, it's starting on 22. So that's why next week at this particular time, the second test is going to begin. So I think Gill for even the second test is racing against time to be fit.
I kind of agree. Yeah. I mean, what a freaky injury, by the way.
It's about
timing. Yeah.
He got up and then, oops. But second neck spasm injury report in the Indian camp. Nitish Reddy in Australia, now this.
Yeah. Okay, next team. How many are we done?
We are done with 7. 8. We are done with 8.
Okay, 2 teams left.
2 teams.
Next up is Gujarat Titans. I thought that this team would, this was our assessment before the deadline. We thought that this team would do the least amount of trade in terms of releases or trading, and I think that's exactly how
Only
it's
one
turned out
trade.
to be.
It's there and thereabouts. They traded Sherfay and
Them and
released 5
MI.
players.
Yeah,
So, I mean, they've released only 5 players. And again, there we had predicted that maybe we had predicted Kurtzi could be on the chopping block. Said the same for Karim Jannat and Dasun Shanaka.
Yeah.
I think Kulwant and Mahipal are the only shockers, but I think they feel maybe they didn't live up to standard. So the only really they are one of those teams who we said it before, they don't even really need this auction much.
Yeah.
So
They
whoever they
I
can
don't need it at all.
Even
Yeah.
RCB.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Punjab.
Yes.
I think these teams, Punjab, RCB, Gujarat and MI, 4 teams that in
Again,
case there was no,
The 4 qualifiers.
in case there was no
auction
auction or
They'd be fine.
trading.
It's like,
they'd be
in fact,
okay.
put together game time of all these players wasn't much anyway. So they've just gotten rid of deadwood, I would say.
Karim
Yeah.
Jannat would not want to be part of the IPL after the thrashing that he got from Vaibhav Suryavanshi, remember? I mean, he got absolutely hammered. in
Maybe
that.
that's the one that's gone against him.
Yeah.
Obviously, getting hit by a 14-year-old will never go for.
And now he's hitting everybody.
Everybody.
He was saying he's hitting Archer in the nets.
Yeah, he was.
140 versus who did he? UAE, no?
UAE.
Yeah, you.
Tomorrow's the game against Pakistan. So
Oh boy.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's
Issue with
tomorrow,
that.
it's tomorrow.
No, but nobody's like,
I'm very.
No
I don't
boycott,
understand.
nothing.
No. What boycott?
Why?
Exactly.
Now you're thinking whether you can get both trophies or not.
We have bigger problems apparently.
Now you're already
First
thinking
world
about the
problems.
second trophy.
we'll get a trophy on, we're getting a trophy or not?
Can
There was
we?
supposed to be an amicable resolution in the works. Yeah.
We'll win the this
Emerging Asia Cup and we're waiting for that too.
Rising Stars.
Rising Stars.
Rising Stars, exactly.
It's called, yeah.
Jitesh is really rising.
Any surprises here?
No.
No.
Oh,
Very
and
good
I'll
in
rate
fact.
them a 9 because really
Yeah.
More could you have done?
Yeah, 9.5.
Yeah.
Correct.
9.
top notch.
It's like checking someone's perfect English exam. You can't give a 10, but 9, 9 and a
You'll
half
give it a
is-
9?
Yeah,
Yeah.
is all you give.
Exactly.
One for handwriting.
Yeah. It's plus 1.
One we've cut.
11 out of 10.
For poor
I know,
handwriting.
minus. You don't add. Who adds?
No. Sometimes I get 2 marks extra
Huh?
for
Sometimes, so, but you cut also for bad. So here for
English
bad
you
handwriting.
can't, no, there's never full marks for English.
maths.
Math you can
Yeah,
get.
but English you can't. Languages you can't.
English, history also you never get. Somewhere you won't be very
Science,
comprehensive.
maths,
yeah.
you get full marks. In that sense, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Final team.
Sunrisers.
Go.
We've done MI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
MI also we have to do.
Actually, no, yeah, we done MI.
That's what I'm saying.
Sunrisers and MI.
Shivam's math, he didn't get too many.
He didn't get full marks, clearly.
Okay.
Okay. So the most expensive player who has been let go is Mujib.
Which makes sense because Mujib they brought in as a replacement for Allah Ghazanfar.
Allah Ghazanfar.
And with Ghazanfar fit for this season, it was always made sense that Mujib would go.
I mean, Vignesh Putur, who got the man of the match for the CSK game, even he's been.
That's a
released.
surprise.
So, actually, they are the second in terms of number of players they've released at 9.
Yeah.
Most is 11. They are at 9, second most. But they only go in with a 2.5 crore purse.
Exactly.
Because.
Look at it, 30
look at
lakhs, 30 lakhs, 75 lakhs.
You did again be
50
turning
lakhs.
up just to give a platform to a youngster out there and yeah, just probably be on the
But
hunt
I think
for-
the good trade they've got is a Shardul.
Yeah.
Great trade.
Yeah.
Very surprised they stuck with Deepak Chahar because then now if you look at it, it's the 2021 CSK reunion party going strong. You've got Shardul, you've got Deepak Chahar, you've got Mitch Santner.
But in Wankhede, you would need a Deepak Chahar. You would. I know he was expensive on occasions last time.
But how do you fit him in? Because you got a Bumrah and a Bolt.
I know, but I'm just saying you need an Indian fast bowler. No, a lot of occasions doesn't hurt you. You're balanced now.
Shardul
With
probably
an
now.
impact player also, you're allowed an extra bowler. Yeah, with Shardul there, you get some batting. I mean, I think made sense. I would have kept him too.
I mean, you're not-
The only thing that I think they needed some money is for spin bowlers. I think that is
But see,
where-
they traded in Markande and they've got Ghazanfar.
Yeah.
So
And you got a Santner already who is.
exactly. So I think they're fine even there.
yeah.
They will not make. They were not expected to make that many changes because of the squad that they had already assembled in the mega auction.
It was top notch.
it was top notch. So that's why they don't need that many changes, and that's why, but they're spin bowling with Mitchell Santner. You need someone to back him up also.
Gazanfar.
No, they got but again the two overseas players. That's an issue. Bolt also plays.
And you're going to play Rickleton at the top.
What this tells me is that they'll potentially try and go for one spinner, because I think, there was talks that along with Mayank Markande, they were also targeting a trade for Rahul Chahar, another ex-MI guy who they were trying to bring home.
Yeah.
But I think Chahar has been released into the auction, so I think that'll be one player they target, because then with Mayank Markande and Rahul Chahar, you've added a bit of depth. One of them plays, the other would be the option. Also very ironic in some ways, because Mayank Markande's MI career was pretty much upended by Rahul Chahar.
Yeah.
And Markande made his mark in 2018.
Yeah, and then after that got displaced by Chahar.
Yes. I mean, I can never forget
Oh,
that.
you could also potentially see the Chahar brothers play together.
Yeah.
That's never happened, by the way.
We discussed this.
Yeah,
if you
it's never
remember.
happened. Yeah. I think brothers have...
They played against each other, never together.
in the same team, I think in the IPL, it's never happened. Any team.
Yeah, Krunal and Hardik.
No, same team.
Oh, yeah, of
MI,
course,
MI.
MI.
15 to 18, yeah.
Yeah.
So that, you are all the people.
I mean, so much of cricket, so much of players.
No, because your
much of
memory is
players.
very sharp.
Yeah. So it'll be the
Seldom.
second Mumbai Indians, the brothers reunion all over again. So yeah.
Okay, final team.
Sunrisers, Hyderabad.
Go. Sunrisers Hyderabad.
Let's change
Also,
the
again, another team which didn't have a great season, but I wouldn't want to change too many things.
No, not at all.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
Still, the ingredients were there, it's just that the right recipe didn't come out.
yeah. I mean, there it is. So
They
they have.
Kishan. Wow.
Yeah, and that we thought they'll release for that amount of money.
Yeah.
11.
11.25.
11.25 CR.
15.2 was Mumbai.
That could have opened
Let go
up.
of Zampa.
Yeah, another shocker.
Yeah, I mean,
that
where
also
was he
surprises me.
getting game time? Yeah.
And
No,
that's what I was
Zampa we had
just-
said they'll let go.
I'm
Yeah.
just,
No, I'll tell you two reasons why Zampa. He also pulled out, and he's done it so many times because of injury. He pulls out of seasons.
Quite cheap.
No, that's okay.
My only thing
It's
is,
not that.
how many quality wrist spinners do we now have in the pool? There's only a Bishnoi you can look at who has some sort of
Quality.
But
international
Harshit, it's not that.
experience.
Imagine with Zampa what is happening. You start making your plans around him,
But he doesn't
and
turn
he
up.
doesn't turn up, and then he's injured, and so on. If it happens, I won't be surprised. Like you've taken a call with Harry Brook. It's happened with Zampa also
21.
multiple times. You would be forced to take a call there. So I think they are wary of that fact that we don't know whether
Where I think Sunrisers need to strengthen their Pacers department looks seriously thin.
Yeah.
Look at that. If you've got Cummins and your other next best is Jaidev Unadkat, then
You got Harshal Patel, who's also your Purple Cap winner.
Purple Patel.
Purple Patel, that's there. But then see, now...
And Harshal Patel had a good season last
He
time.
did.
Yeah, he was the,
Yeah.
I think he was the leading wicket taker.
For them.
Yeah.
For them,
in
yes.
that. But I think I'll now change from Sri Lanka Royals to Sunrisers Sri Lanka. They have got the most Sri Lankan representatives.
Kamindu.
Kamindu Ishan Malinga.
Ishan Malinga.
Yeah, two. Which other team has 2 or 3 Sri Lankans in that sense? So that is.
I mean, RR till last year, but that's changed.
That's changed. So that's why. Yeah, there's pace bowling and there's spin bowling. I mean, last year, why were they undone? There's spin bowling.
Yeah, you relied on Zishan, but then Zishan is new, and you could have actually done with easing him in. Rahul Chahar.
He didn't pick him that often.
You didn't pick him that often, then there's a reason for that. There were rumors or talks that he had not impressed at all during intra-squad games. So despite splashing 3.4 crores on him, they said, no, he's not convincing in these games, why should we play him?
And-
So now back to the auction pool he goes.
And your lower middle order is a serious concern. You can't have Kamindu Mendes as your finisher. I'm sorry. Kamindu is your accumulator. Which is why I think if with Abhinav Manohar going out, I would love Sunrisers to give Smaran Ravichandran a big go. He's been very impressive for Karnataka. So that is why Smaran Ravichandran should get a game. But see, their top 4 are absolutely power packed. Ishan is at number 3. Klassen will come in at 4. You got Travis Sheikh. I mean, what would you
You've
want?
got Nitish also, who let's we forget is a
Nitish,
top quality batter in T20. He was really.
Plus, correct me, but
And
I think
Cummins.
Aniket Verma, I think he did well in one game against Delhi Capitals, right? If I'm not mistaken, Aniket Verma. He had a good.
Yeah, I remember.
He had a good knock in that match where Stark absolutely went berserk, but I think Aniket Verma did pretty well.
Yeah. He batted through the innings and came close to 100. if I'm not
Correct.
mistaken.
No, not 100. I think he just hit a 50-60 in that sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what. And I would say for Delhi Capitals, Change your venue. Don't play here. Play at Vizag. That's your fortress.
Vizag
You never lost.
matches yeah, we played.
You never lost at Vizag.
But the season before that you lost.
By KKR only you
Yes,
slammed them.
Only one.
260 odd runs they piled up.
Still.
Today is off the boil, Siddhartha bit.
No, but I'm saying the record in
getting many things.
Vizag is good. Record is good. Yeah.
No, but overall, I think Shane made that point. I think fast bowling is what they'll have to look at. Now that they've released Simarjeet as well as Shami, two of them, and the spinners that they've released, both Rahul Chahar and Adam Zampa, what they're going to do is they're going with a decent amount of purse, 25 plus CR, they go, and that will allow them to, if not really big names, but shop for some domestic stars, which could really help them.
Yeah,
Not
so
an ideal scenario, because
only
if you
two
get into the
overseas
big
slots left
bidding,
with
they'll
them.
lose up. They don't have that kind of money, like a Chennai, or for that matter, who's got the maximum?
KKR.
KKR,
yeah.
64.
Yeah. So you don't, when you get into a one-on-one with them, you lose out.
Yeah, you will lose out in that sense. So I would say they need a good fast bowling backup. That's the one thing, to back up for Cummins,
Yeah.
to back up for Harshal Patel, because I don't see Cars. I mean, honestly, he might be a good bowler for England, but I'm sorry, T20 numbers, when you look at it in India, it's not been that great. So.
Yeah, in fact, so you heard Harshad talk about they only have two overseas slots. I think the overseas takes care of themselves. You've got Head, you've got Klassen, you've got Cummins, and someone else can be the fourth. So
if you want to have that fourth or the number 4 spot where you hold the innings together, that might be coming through. So in that sense, that's there. But yeah, you will need a good fast bowling contingent and a spin bowling contingent in that sense.
So overall, just to sum up that we've done all team, I think it's all on expected lines, barring a few shockers for some of us. For example, at least if I speak for myself, Natarajan being retained by Delhi, or KKR releasing Russell, or the trade that happened between LSG, Shardul, Arjun Tendulkar, that I thought was a bit of a surprise. I mean, some surprising things there for sure, but by and large, it's on expected lines. By and large, it's exactly the kind of things that we had predicted when we were looking at the preview. Auction, I don't think it makes for a great auction, because there will be only very limited players that you can target. Chennai, of course, the leader with releasing 11 players. KKR, the leader in terms of the price money that they have. So that's the retention as well as exclusion or releases that you've had. We'll quickly take some questions before we wind up for the evening.
Sharath Reddy is saying CSK after last auction wooden spoon felt cute might delete later.
Felt cute might delete later is basically a social media this thing.
Okay.
So they're saying that they've deleted everyone pretty much.
Yeah. Also, does the sale of RC mean the new Bengaluru team has 0 trophies? No. If you count Deccan Chargers and Sunrisers Hyderabad, they have 2.
Yeah.
No, but I don't think they carry the 2 stars.
They don't. Yeah.
Because the license.
No, it's not that, because they completely changed the franchise. The name has changed. If you just keep it the same way, you keep it RCB with a little bit of a tweak there, I think you will have the 1 star.
Yep.
You will carry that.
Yeah.
The base remained the same, the ownership changed.
Yeah.
Okay, so Pranit has a good point. He's saying Ricky confirmed that English not available for IPL 2026.
That explains.
Then it explains, yeah. Thanks for that, Pranit.
Yeah. So Ashish Dar is saying Sanju will lead CSK once MS retires after 2 seasons.
Ritu be like, "Main kaun."
Depends. What will they?
How long is Sanju not getting any younger, my friend?
No, so that's what people are talking about. I remember there's some fans on social media saying, CSK fans saying, we have Ritu now and we've got Sanju for the future. Ritu now is 28, Sanju is 31. Who's for the future?
Exactly. Beats me. Completely beats me.
Yep,
Okay.
Indeed. Steve Ticolo from getting 2 from Sidvi same time last year rating 9. This time Real Thala DK has done wonders for us. We got a 9 from Ardent lifelong RCB.
Yep. Thank you.
Batao bhai, Siddharth.
Please go.
As I have said, I still didn't agree with it, but you won the title. Good on them. So yeah. This time you went into the very champion teams don't make that many changes. MI, CSK. When you look at CSK, I've had to make changes because they finished.
Because they weren't a champion team. So.
I mean, looking at it, see, they finished.
They have been a champion. The most.
Yeah.
joint most.
Yeah.
Yeah, with MI. So that's the thing. So yeah, good on RCB, and let's see how their 2026 season pans out. Ashish, in tests, RJ greatest Indian all-rounder post Kapil.
Yeah.
2,000 runs and 250 wickets in one country
But
alone. And 300 and
there's Ashwin as well.
RJ better bat.
Yeah, exactly.
Chalo. On that note,
Yeah.
we'll call it an evening. Thank you so much for your company. Lots more updates on Sports Today. Tomorrow we're going to be live for the test match, which most
Should be
likely the final day of the test match. Look forward to your company then. Do leave your comments about what you think of your franchises. Have they done good business or not? We'd love to know. And the next time we are on a dugout, we can take a few comments from what you leave on this particular stream. So thank you once again for your company.
Yep.
Take care.
Bye-bye. Nandri.
Shubh Ratri, Shab Bakhair. Enjoy the Saturday evening, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.